Hi guys! Thanks for coming back to my channel. I hope that you guys have been doing well these past few months. I know it's been a while, but I just wanted to make a quick video and say hi, and that I promise you that my YouTube uploads are there's gonna be more and more as these go. So this video I'm just gonna talk about Belbal soaps and the Miyu Star Loons. I've seen a lot of comments that it's actually one of the most controversial balloons of the month, saying that they're just rebranded Belbal soaps, but they're not. It's sort of like having a Gucci t-shirt and then I'm just saying that they're just standard local branded t-shirts. It's sort of the idea when people say that these are just Belbal soaps, but they're not. The Miyu Star Loons are definitely lower quality balloons. They're just standard party balloons, but they do have that bubble soap finish, which is why I really love them so much. So I think I'm just gonna take out the same colored ones. This is the Miyu Star Loons that are 12 inches, and then these are the Belbals. You can see how, how just standard party balloons they are. And these are the Belbals, Belbal soaps. So if I put them, you're so bad. So if I put them together like this, you can see the stark difference. This is a 14-inch and this is, well, advertised as a 12-inch balloon. And you can see that there's the color difference between them. And then obviously you can see that the latex, as when you feel it, the latex of it is, the Belbal soap is definitely much thicker, while the Miyu Star Loons are just a little, on the thin side, and it's quite obvious that they are this as just standard balloons. So I'm gonna blow up both of them, and so that you can see the difference of the Belbals over here and the Miyu Star Loons. They do have a size difference, so yeah, I'm gonna blow up this one first. These are the Miyu Loons. There we go. That is pretty much at least 12 inches of what is the standard size of the Miyu Star Loons. I'm gonna try and just put in like a half knot so that I can go back in later on. And there's your half knot right there for people who aren't really into balloons. You can do half knots so that it will be easy for you to take them out, and then you can blow it into them later. So I'm just gonna put it right here, and now I'm gonna blow up the Belbal 14-inch soaps. Okay. Okay, so that's more or less 14 inches, maybe a little less than 14 inch. But as you can see, the Miyu Loons and the Belbal Loons, they're both orange, the orange type of balloons. As you can see, they do have a lot of differences when it comes to color. This is sort of like a really weirdly washed pinkish, and then over here you have that, you can still see that orange, but it is leaning onto the yellow side a little bit. And if you just put them together, they kind of don't look orange in both of them, as they've been blown up. But as you can see, you still have that kind of soap, Belbal soap finish to it. And this one has more of a, I don't know, to me, I don't know, to me, I just like the Miyu Loons much better as a look. I know it doesn't really say much, now that they're both blown up and they're side by side, but when I do blow up a lot of these balloons, the standard Miyu Loons, they look like soap and bubbles to me, which is why I enjoy them. I enjoy the look of them more. But when it comes to like sit to pops and things that are a bit more rough on the balloon, the Belbals, of course, are the way to go, just because the latex is a lot higher quality on these balloons. Of course, expected with Belbals. However, when it comes to blow to pops, I do prefer these standard Miyu Loons, only because the latex is so much softer and they're more, I guess the word for it is a bit fragile, and that makes my blow to pops so much easier. And I think if you're someone who is trying blow to pops but don't really have that breath strength yet, or a bit anxious into blowing up balloons, these kinds of balloons are much easier for you to start with. Only because branded balloons such as Belbals or Tuftexes, because of that high quality latex, it is much harder to pop them with just your breath. You do need a lot more stronger breaths, especially if that balloon is almost going to pop. You do have to have that, like, and then actually while I was blowing this up, this hasn't been pre-inflated at all, but of course with blow to pops you do pre-inflate your balloons. But when I blew this up without pre-inflating it, I had to use so much more strength and so much more power into my breath so that I could blow up the balloon. But for the Miyu Loons, you don't really have to do that. You can just be as chilled and relaxed as you want to be when blowing these babies up. And as I've been talking, the condensation inside the balloons have gone down a little bit, and it is it's a lot more clear than a while ago because there's less condensation now. And so you can see in here the difference between my lovely Miyu Star Loons that I prefer with blow to pops and the look of it. But of course, I still have a love for quality latex, such as the Belbal soaps. The look, I do prefer this one, but when it comes to sit to pops and of course having that neck, obviously the Belbal soap still has that Belbal famous neck that you can get when you do blow to pop these. So I hope you enjoyed the comparison of the Miyu Star Loons and the Belbal soaps, and that I hope that everything has come to rest, that they're not rebranded Belbals, they're actually just different. They're just a standard party balloon with the Belbal soap finish. So yeah, there you go. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. See you next week on my next upload. Bye!